Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is CEO Me. Today we'll be learning how to cut an elastic palazzo trouser. Easy step on how to cut an elastic palazzo trouser. So we'll be needing our long ruler, short ruler, pencil and marker pen. I'm using this marker pen so that I can highlight the lines for you guys, and then we'll be needing our tracing wheel. So let's jump into the tutorial. I have marked out all the margins, the waist. I left 1 inch here on the top part, and then on this side here I left 1 inch also down. So this is the waist, the knee, and then the ankle here. So for us to get we need to create a box for the crotch length and depth. So for us to do that, we have to divide the hip by 4. So we're working with waist 34, hip 41, and then length 39. That's what we're working with. We don't need every other measurement of the trouser because it's a free palazzo trouser. So what we're going to do now, we'll divide the hip, which is 41, by 4. That will give us 10.25. So easiest way to do it, you can do it this way. That's 41 like this, then you do it again. That's divided by 4. That's 4.25. So you mark out that 4.25 to create a box like this. Sorry, 10.25 to create a box like this. Then like this. And then like this. Now I'm doing this so that the lines can be perfectly straight. That's why I'm doing this. So I'll connect all the points together. Connect all the points together, just the way I am doing it. Mark it 10.25 here and connect it together. So I'm going to use my marker pen to highlight the line so that it will be easy for you to see. I hope you can see this. So we have our crotch length now. This is going to serve as our crotch length. Now for us to get the waist length, if you don't have the person's waist length, you can go up by, you can tell the person to sit down in hard surface and then measure from the waist to the chair. When I did that for this one, I got 9 inches. But if you don't have that measurement, maybe the client is not with you, you can just go up by 1 inch. So this one I will just use go up by 1 inch. I'll go up by 1 inch. So we have the hip. This is the hip line here. Then I'll mark it out and go ahead to use my marker pen to highlight it. So we have the hip and then the crotch length. So for us to get the crotch extension, we have to divide the hip by 20 to get the crotch extension. So at this point you might need your phone. So we'll divide the hip by 20. That's 41 divided by 20. That's giving us 0.05. So you sorry, that's giving us 2.05. So you can just approximate it to 2. You can just leave it on 2 inches. I leave it on 2 inches, then I'll mark it. So we have our crotch extension, the crotch extension. This is our crotch extension. Now, to get the J curve of, that's this J curve of the pants, you will come out here on the hip, line here. You will come out by 0.25. That's quarter of an inch. You come out by quarter of an inch. You come out by quarter of an inch and mark. So you use your French curve and mark it. Let it be on that point that you marked. Let it be on that point that you marked. Make sure it's on that point that you marked. Then you mark it like so. So I just go ahead and use my marker pen to highlight it. So you mark it like so. That's your, this place here, the 0.25 that came out. You use your J curve, your French curve, and mark it out there. So now we have the upper part of the palazzo. And note, we are not going to make any shape on the waist side because we are going to use an elastic band. We are going to use an elastic band. So we will leave the hip, the waist and the hip should be the same size. Now for us to get the crease line of the pants, you will divide from this your crotch extension here to this line here. You would divide it by 2, just like I am doing, like this. You divide it by 2 like this. So you check what you have. That's whatever you have here, whatever it gives you here, whatever it gives you, you take it all the way down. So you take it all the way down and then mark it out. So you mark it out like that. When you mark it out, this is what you have. This is what you have. I need to adjust it so that you can see it. This is what you have. This is what you have, like this. Please don't mind my wall and my table. My baby used the marker to decorate my wall for me. So once you have this, since it's a palazzo trouser, we're not going to do any fittings on it, since it's a free palazzo trouser. So all you need to do is to draw a straight line. Whatever you have from here, from this crease line to this place here, you take it down like that. So I have, yes, that's half of it. That's 6 points. 6 points. It's in between 6.25. So that's what you take all the way down. I'll mark it out with my pencil first. I'll mark it out with my pencil first. Then mark this. I use my straight ruler to connect all the points together. Then I'll highlight it with my marker pen so that you can see it properly. So once that is done, this is what you have. This is what you have. Let me adjust it. This is what you have. Once you follow this easy step, it's so easy. So on this waistline, you know our waist is not straight as such, so we need to give it a nice curve to give it that perfect fit. So on this line here, you go up by half of an inch. You go up by half of an inch and mark, and then on this center front here, on the crotch length here, this center front here, you go down by half of an inch here. Then use our French curve to curve it out. So this is what you're going to have. This is what you're going to have. So this is our center front here, CF, and this is our side front. This is our center front, CF, and side front here. If you want to give it a little shape, you can just go in here by either quarter of an inch or half of an inch. Make sure you add that half of an inch back to this place here. You have to add it so that it passes through the hip, since we are using the exact hip size. So you use your straight ruler and mark it out halfway like this. So when you do that, this is what you have here. This is what you have. It's looking like a perfect pant trouser. Now this is what you have. Now after doing that, we're going to add allowances all the way round. But before we do that, we have to cut out this pattern and then trace out the front pattern to the back, so that we use the front pattern to cut out our back pattern. So I'm going to cut this out now. Please don't forget to add up your half-inch allowance on this side here, don't forget to, so that it enters your hip. So this is what we have, this is what we have, this is what we have.